It sounds like Nick Saban may be ready to make some hires. And by the time you watch this, maybe he already has made a hire. Chris Lowe of ESPN.com, really, really good on this stuff. I highly suggest you're following him if you aren't already. Reported earlier today that Tommy Rees is a big name to watch in the Alabama offensive coordinator search. Now, who is Tommy Rees? Most of you know that's the OC at Notre Dame. He played at Notre Dame. And I have done a lot of digging on this, not just on Tommy Rees, but on the coordinator searches there. And what I want to tell you is it probably won't come as a shock to know that there have been several guys Nick Saban has spoken to. More on that in a second. You know about Ryan Grubb, the Washington OC, who allegedly interviewed for the job. He's staying put at Washington. You know now about Tommy Rees, allegedly interviewing, or reportedly, I guess is a more professional term, reportedly interviewing for the job today. Perhaps even as we speak here live on this Thursday evening. You know about those names. There are other names. I, however, do not have the liberty to tell you who those names are. And I also have no clue if they've actually been offered a job as the offensive coordinator for Alabama. There is a great big difference. This is what is always emphatically disseminated to me when you get information, and it's hard to get it in coaching searches. There's a big difference in so-and-so talked to somebody versus so-and-so interviewed somebody versus so-and-so offered the job to somebody. So, of course, Nick Saban's talked to several people. The problem is he's the only one who knows what's going on. Sometimes, and this is not exclusive to Saban, it's just the way Saban operates, sometimes guys leave Tuscaloosa having actually met with him, not knowing if they have an offer or not. But yet I got folks out there with 437 followers on Twitter who supposedly know. So there is not much inside information to be had. And those who do have it aren't talking because they're petrified of what will happen to them if they do talk. And that includes me. So instead, I do want to point out a couple of things, because the second that I heard Tommy Rees's name, and a lot of people heard Tommy Rees, maybe the OC at Alabama, I knew what was coming, and I was right. Those instincts fail me sometimes, but they came through this time. And it was a great big collective, "Hoomst, why?" Let's be professional, and let's talk through this for just a second. Points per game when he's been at Notre Dame. Okay, 3 years as offensive coordinator. They've been 30th, 19th, and 42nd. That's part of the story. Earmuffs, children. His quarterbacks have been Ian Book, Jack Cohn, Tyler Buckner, Drew Pine. Whew. Okay, remove the earmuffs. That's explicit. That is a TVMA special of average apathy at quarterback. So my point there is, you don't have the slightest clue what Tommy Rees would do with the talent that he would theoretically be working with at Alabama. And here's the main point I want to make to you. Two of them, actually. Nick Saban watched the exact same thing with Georgia you and I watched this year. And that was Todd Monken put a top 5 offense on the field. Let me say that again. Todd Monken had a top 5 offense, not defense, at Georgia, with Stetson Bennett at quarterback, approximately 0 stars at wide receiver, and by Georgia standards, a pretty average group of tailbacks. How did they do it? They did it because the cumulative effect of a lot of big, strong, fast, physical players normally wears down the modern-day college football defense, because the modern-day college football defense has been built to stop pinball machine offenses. That's how. And the second thing I thought was Nick Saban watching that saying, hold up, I used to do this all the time. I did it better than they're doing it. And I got away from it, necessarily, got away from it for a little while, but why not go back to honestly what I love doing more with some newer age blended concepts, which is exactly what Tommy Rees's offense is and exactly what several offenses are out there. And he could probably go have his pick of who he wants. Tommy Rees would be fine as the offensive coordinator at Alabama, is what I'm saying. And the second thing that I just want to point out to you is, as Meemaw used to always tell me, when in doubt about a hire, go find who the best in the business are chasing and believe in that person. Brian Kelly desperately wanted Tommy Rees to follow him to LSU and be his offensive coordinator. Tommy Rees respectfully declined. Nick Saban perhaps wants Tommy Rees to be his offensive coordinator at Alabama. So I, having approximately 0 days experience coaching a college football team, could sit behind this microphone tonight and I could say, Tommy Rees, seems kind of average as grits to me. I could say that. I don't necessarily believe that, but I could say that. Or I could say, not knowing anything more about the situation than I do, but observing two of the best minds in the sport, both coveting the same guy, perhaps benefit of the doubt should lie on the side of the fence they coach on instead of the side of the fence that I sit on. Now, you're free to disagree with that. You're free to have your opinion. And I'm sure a lot of people will have one. I'm more interested in the defensive coordinator hire he makes, frankly, because I think there's a little more drama. There's a little more intrigue on that side of the ball. I just think he's going to make a coordinator hire whenever he's ready to on the offensive side. Maybe it very well will be Tommy Rees. I saw Football Scoop, I think, reported earlier tonight that the offer had been made. The other thing I do not know. I have no inclination whatsoever about, how hard Tommy Rees will be to pry from his alma mater, which is Notre Dame, where he's at right now. Brian Kelly couldn't do it. There is very, very rarely an instance where Nick Saban offers a job and someone turns him down. I guess it's happened. It's just very rare. Most of the time, he won't offer it. If he, and I'm talking about a real offer, not an offer where you're winking and nodding at a mutual agent to get a guy a raise somewhere else. That's not a real offer. But real offers, when they go out from Nick Saban, are normally moves of formality. So has Tommy Rees got the offer? We'll see. And is he willing to take the offer? We'll also see. Guys, thanks for watching Late Kick. Make sure and leave a comment. I love interacting with you. But most of all, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's how we keep all of this free.